How's it going today? This is Brad with AftermarketTractorParts.com. Real common deal here. 40-20, 40-10, 30-10, 30-20 John Deere tractors. Early models were 24 volts. We like switching them over 12 volt. Makes things a lot nicer and easier. I'm gonna do a quick video. No 15-minute video, no 8-part video. This is gonna be about 2.5 minutes. So it's gonna hit the big stuff. So pay attention. When we switch these over, easiest thing, get you a single wire alternator. Obviously it's only got one wire. That wire goes and it's excited with RPM, so you don't need to run a key wire or anything to it. The bracket, I tend to reuse the old one. I flip the back piece around, weld it back on. It used to be up here, weld it on up here, and shape it down a little bit, and I like it. Now we do sell a new bracket if you want to put a new bracket on. A lot of times I just go ahead and rebuild the old one. So obviously new wiring back into there. With this 40-10, your neutral start switch is here. Because this one is a 40-10. Your 40-20s and all the old newer ones, it's down here on the side. But 40-10, it is here. So you will need to put that in your circuit. All right, let's go around the other side. Starter. If your manifold is low like this, you're limited on the starters that you can put on. So pay attention, you need to get an early model 40-20 12 volt starter. If you have a manifold that comes flat, then you can put a gear reduction starter on there and do all kinds of fun stuff. An early model 12 volt 40-20 starter. So obviously we put new cables on here. We put two 12 volt batteries in it. Run a cable from the positive of both batteries all the way to your starter. And then we just put these down here for your grounds. Makes it real nice and easy. So on this setup, what I always do is run most everything through the start relay for my power, and it powers everything else. So on this, I mount the start relay right here. You have to put a start relay in on these tractors. So I run power from my alternator and from my starter, and I piggyback everything right up here. I'll show you a diagram here in a minute, but that's where I mount my start relay. And make sure you go through your neutral start switch to get to your start relay. Then down here on this panel, I just put a couple new breakers in, feed them power from the start relay, which has power full time on the one side, and power, I put one new switch in this one, kept most of the other old stuff, and just run all new wirings. Just get rid of the old wiring for your starting system. Fuel gauge. You gotta get a new fuel gauge. It's just all there is to it. You can't use the old 24 volt fuel gauge. So they're expensive, but if you want it to work, you gotta get a new fuel gauge and a new sender. But you can still use the sender wire, it goes up to there. Oil pressure light will still work. The alternator light will not. So if you're worried about that, you have to put an amp gauge in or something like that. I think we got about everything. Here it is, right here. I just made this for you. I think it's as simple as it gets. The red's full-time power, the black's control, and the green's negative. So you can pause your video right now, take over your tractor, and you can do this. So I think it's pretty easy. It's not super complicated, but you can just use simple parts. You know, a single wire alternator is cheap. If you do it right, you can reuse the same belt. If your bracket's funny, you may have to get a different size belt to go on there. We sell kits for this. The kit only uses one battery. You can use that kit plus put another battery in and use the cable, or you can just buy the parts independently. Whatever you like. So, thanks.